Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here. We're back in the Gauntlet, and this is a fight that I wasn't looking forward to. And my option for this was Quake. I know there's probably several other options you can use with like Namor, possibly Apocalypse, getting a concussion on and all that kind of stuff. There's some other options, but Korg, you know. With the nose that he has, kind of a pain in the butt. He's got Mixmaster, Aggressive, Flux Dispersal, and Gauss Warp. And that Gauss Warp, man, the block penetration that you'll take when you knock him down, and you have to knock him down to get rid of Flux Dispersal charges if you're going to be hitting him with a normal attacker, and then you got the Mixmaster to worry about. But yeah, so it really just depends on who you got to bring in here. But I'm going with Quake. You know, I don't use Quake a lot, and I'm okay. But yeah, so this was right when I woke up in the morning. So the night prior, I was hitting up Weapon X, and I was super tired, and I died a few too many times, and I wanted to get back into it, and so I just revived Quake. Because I think she was dead from either Spider Ham, or I think I used her once, I think, on Weapon X, and it was just not happening. And there's my first attempt. Didn't go too well, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just revive. I felt like if I was gonna get hit and mess up, even if I healed up, it wouldn't do that much. But you'll find out that yeah, you can take a few hits and mess up. So probably should have healed up from the beginning, and probably would have gotten some more damage out of my revives. But I also throw on a 10% boost. I'm just like, if I have 10% attack boost, I probably could have even thrown on some other ones, but I have a lot of extra 10% ones in the overflow, and I think a few of them were expiring pretty soon. And those are from the Preem Solo crystals, so I had a lot, and I open those occasionally to get some of the green and the red boosts for war and whatnot. But yeah, I have a ton. I think I almost usually have around 200 fully formed, and I'm almost up to 800,000 shards. So probably should have just popped some and used some boosts, but I don't know, try to stay away from the boosts and just regular content and whatever. Granted, this isn't regular content. This is the high end stuff, but I don't like to go crazy on the boosts. But yeah, we're gonna try to quake this as much as possible. You know, my quaking is just inconsistent, is how I'd like to call it. You know, there are times where I can just go for a fairly long period of time, but I don't go for, crazy long fights. You know, if it's longer than a 3-minute timer for like AQ or Alliance War or something, and it's related to Quake, I'm like, I just try to find other options. But I felt like this was gonna be the cheapest and possibly the least painless. But yeah, there we go. We messed up the second time. We got a little bit better run on that one. But he's still got a lot of health. He's got 600,000 health left out of 800. Yeah, 642 out of 852. Ton of health, and we're just gonna try to do what we can do. I do get a fairly decent run in where I think it's about 40 something %, but I just end up messing up and dropping heavies and whatnot. Full quaking is just definitely not my thing. I still try to practice it here and there, but trying to put some of my practice to work. But yeah, I'm definitely not the best. I can do it, it's just not consistent. So if you're still watching this, I'm surprised, but we do get some decent recoveries in. I think 2 or 3 times where I've pushed him to 1 bar or 2 bars of power, and I basically have to start fighting and bait the specials and whatnot, and I'm able to get out of those, but I just being up against the wall, I just mess up here and there. You know, Quake is definitely not my cup of tea for this game, but I know she is an incredible champ, and if you can learn to play her, she will come in handy at times. But I just typically try to avoid using her unless I really feel like it's gonna benefit me. So boom, there, I die another time. We're gonna throw in another revive. But after that, I was thinking, oh, if I keep getting hit like that, I should heal up a little bit. So we go in and we just pop a whole bunch of these 4-hour Cavalier crystals and get a few revives and some health potions. And this time we're gonna heal Quake up and try to go for a longer run. And we actually this is the better run, where I think I get around 40%. And yeah, I still mess up a few times, but the healing did definitely help. So he's at 62%, and I think we get him around, we get him down to 20%. So it's a 42% hit, which is pretty decent. I was pretty satisfied with this attempt. And I think this is the one where I do end up pushing him to like 1 bar of power, and I'm able to kind of stop and evade out that special one and then get back to quaking. And yeah, so I'm just rambling on here, but when you can practice and do Quake, I recommend it. You know, I bring her into AQ every so often for certain stuff, especially when we were doing map 6. I'd bring her in. For map 7, I don't think I typically bring her in. But yeah, and then, you know, I've only brought Quake into Alliance War once. You know, if I have to full Quake, I don't know, I feel like I can't be trusted with doing that. With the quaking with using the parry stun, you know, I feel totally comfortable doing that. That's pretty easy for me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling, rewatching my quaking, and this run pretty decent, but there's so many guys that are so much better. So, you know, I have a few guys in my battle group that if we need Quake, I assign them to do it versus me typically, and they do a solid job. And like Mirage Turtle, he's really solid, and there's just a lot better Quakers than me for sure. As you can see, I've already used a few revives and whatnot, but she gets it done. Yeah, if I were to do this over again, would I bring Quake? I'd try to bring somebody else. I think I'm just not sure who I would use to counter the few fights that I use Quake in, which, you know, I'm quaking Doom, Terrax, MODOK, a little bit of Spider-Ham, and then I tried Spider-Ham, but that stunt with being fully stun immune and trying to Quake that just constantly, that I couldn't do that well. But I only did 4 fights with Quake, so, but I know there's lots of guys that will do almost the whole path, the whole map on this thing, and I just couldn't do that. But kudos to those guys that can, because it takes a lot of concentration, a lot of finger twitching, just back and forth. I feel like with normal fighting and whatnot, you get a little more relief. So yeah, here we go. So we're up against the wall, we get a nice little dex, and then we go back at it. But I think we only get down to like 20%, so another 5%. But this run is going pretty solid. I wish I could have closed it out. That would have been pretty sweet. But I think we get hit here fairly soon, and then we revive and have to go through. I actually think I died once more after this one. But yeah, I'm just happy that this fight is done. And yeah, Korg, yeah, there you go. You got me again. There's my inconsistent quaking, but I felt like I was pretty happy with that run, to be honest. I wish I could have done that like twice, and then been over it and saved some revives and potions and whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna go back in with Quake. I think I go into this one. I was like, oh, that one went really well, and then this one I think goes really terrible. I think I get hit pretty quick straight out the gate, and I just keep getting hit and just never recover, which is unfortunate. And that's why I was like, sometimes when I'm like, am I gonna waste health pots and whatever? And I think I was starting to just drop some heavies on purpose to try to get some extra damage to make it go a little bit faster, but then not push them over special one. But I think I'm gonna get smacked in the face here and just totally get wrecked and die again. And I only needed to get about 20%. We're in Assassin's range, getting more damage. My Assassins I think is 3 out of 5. So here I can't drop any more heavies, and then I just get smacked in the face. Yeah, totally wrecked right there. And we're gonna revive one last time. Only 98k. 98k. That's like a little bit less than an Alliance War fight or an AQ fight. So this amount of quaking is more my style. Get in, do a few shakes, get out. So yeah, 12% on his health bar. I do get smacked. I'm like, no, please, not. I don't need to use another revive. But yeah, who did you guys use for this fight? I'd be interested in hearing. And I've heard some good options. I know I've had a buddy that used Magneto, or a couple in my group that used Magneto, and it wasn't ideal, but got him down. But yeah, we're gonna take this guy down. Thanks for watching, fellas, and be on the lookout for more videos from the Gauntlet coming soon, and not too many of them are Quake, so a little more interesting than a Quake fight. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.